This is gonna help you with lower back pain. So what you're gonna need is a mat, a tennis ball, and a foam roller of any kind. So first thing we want to do is we want to release your muscles in your back, focusing more on your lower back muscles. So let's start with the foam roller. I want you to put it on your mat and you're gonna lay on it, put your lower back against it, you're gonna lift up your hips and you're gonna roll up and down your spine. And wherever you have tension, especially in that lower back, you're going to sit there and hold until you feel that tension somewhat release. And if you have other spots, you can go there, wait till it slightly releases. Great. And that's just going to help kind of open up those muscles, help them relax a little bit more. And now we're going to get in a little deeper with the tennis ball. So first thing we want to do is we're going to focus on the glute muscle, and then we're going to do the lower back muscles because they affect each other. So you're going to put your tennis ball here. You're going to set your glute right on the tennis ball, and I can already feel some tender spots right then. Just roll it around a little bit, and then hold it where it's extra tight until it releases. And so each release, you're probably going to want to hold the position for about 30 to 60 seconds, and feel free to find other spots also to hold and release. Okay, so you're going to do the glute, and the next one is going to be your lower back. So it's going to be about right here, so below your rib cage but above your hips. So we're going to find that spot, and you're going to lay back on the tennis ball. Ooh, that's extra tight for me actually. And so instead of being straight on, you're going to be at an angle, and then you're just going to hold back. And if you can't feel it at this position, lean back more. Just like that. And this is extra tight for me, but it feels really good. So you're going to hold that for 30 to 60 seconds and then come up. Okay, so do those on the other side of your body, the glute and the lower back release with the tennis ball. Now we're going to do some stretches to help with your lower back tension. First one's going to be cat-cow. So you're going to have your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. And in this position, you're going to go into cat, where you arch your back, separate your shoulder blades from each other, pull your stomach up, and then you're going to come into cow, where you slightly arch your back, lift up your chin, and then go back into cat. Cow. And repeat that 2 or 3 times. The next stretch is going to be a pigeon pose. So this one, you're going to bring one leg up, and you're going to lift up tall. And depending on your flexibility here, you can stay upright in this position. If you don't feel too much of a stretch here, you can go on your elbows or flat your chest, depending on your flexibility. But the important thing is you want to make sure that you are getting a good hip flexor stretch and a groin stretch. So the groin will be slightly stretching in the bent knee position, and the one that's extended, you're going to be getting the hip flexor stretch. You want to make sure your hips are square towards the floor. And keep your chest up, but you don't really need to overly arch your back. You just want to be in a comfortable position, but where you're also feeling the stretch. And then you'll switch sides, pulling the other leg in and holding it there. And feel free to go on your elbows or extend out even farther if you need. Great. And then the last stretch I'm going to have you do is just a hip flexor stretch. So you're going to come up on your knees, put one knee forward. The front knee is going to be at about a 45 or a 90-degree angle. And then you're just going to push forward, opening up your hip flexor. Again, keep your hips square towards the mat. You don't want to be turning one way or the other, so just square on and just hold it there. So you should feel a nice, good stretch through that hip flexor. And then you're going to switch sides. And if this is especially tight with this stretch or any other stretch, you can always be in the stretch for a little bit until it gets too uncomfortable. Then you can release for a minute or a few seconds and then go back into it. For each stretch, you're going to want to be there for about 30 to 60 seconds also. Good. And after you perform those things, hopefully you have relieved some of your back tension, and feel free to revisit this routine as much as you need to.